are popping. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 3. Welcome to Prairie. Take a look at what we got right here. We got North versus South.
Versus South, yeah, okay. Gold spawns, ooh, kinda nice. Kinda nice for COINNU here. That's really nice for French to have that in the back. If it's out of TC range, that could be okay.
Yeah, it looks like it might be out of range. Look at that. It's a little bit too far.
Ooh. This Mongol rush could be devastating then. We'll see how it goes, and already we have the moss coming down.
Did you see how many vills? Did you see how many vills were on wood for B? It should tell you what he's doing. Right? Yeah,
yeah, probably the racks.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a racks. That's a lot of vills. I mean, I think it's quite normal for deli players to be taking wood in their opening, but yeah, it's a lot. But look at this outpost coming in already, and note that he's dropping the outpost down on the side where his ally is not present. So he's looking to protect that north face, because if his enemy wants to get an outpost in on the south side, then he's going to have to deal with the deli.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess if the spearmen do come across that way, that'd be a really uneventful drush, as if you drush backwards into your ally's base, but we'll see. I mean, maybe he'll try. It's going to be tough for him. I want to see Shiki's gold as well, because he has a really nice gold in the back. I think that's closer, I believe, than COINNU's by a tile, I think, if I can. The hill may have deceived me there.
Yeah,
that looks closer though.
And how
that
look
looks
at this.
A lot safer.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of weird, right? Because yeah, some maps, like I remember watching a map where you've got someone's gold that spawns within the range of the town center. Like the town center can protect the villages, and then you've got someone who spawns like 2 tiles away from the town center. It's kind of ludicrous. Let's take a look at 3DB's base though. I want to have a look and see whether we've got a barracks coming up yet, or whether he's just playing it a little bit safer. Let's have a look. No barracks just yet, and no villagers on wood either. So perhaps just looking to stock up a little bit of wood for the moment.
Yeah, you need to draft 50 extra wood for the house in the mining camp, right? Otherwise you get housed really, really early. So he should have an extra 50 wood, I think, in his bank. But not relevant, because he'll fix that, whatever. So yeah, I'm curious to see what Flash does with these spearmen. He's got a nice timing on it. Not doing any weird stuff anymore with Uvu's and allies' bases. We're not messing up with that. And I love the wall, too. Just trying to hold that position, not letting the spearmen rotate around the back of his base. It's going to give him so much flexibility, and that'll even come into play later if we ever get to, like, Mangadai, for example.
I don't like the wall.
If we get there.
I don't like it.
You don't? I love that. I love that.
Look where it is. I feel like it's too close to the gold mine. You just come and put an outpost right next to it, get your arrow slits in. Good night, sweet prince. I mean, sure, you're going to deny the immediate, and maybe even, you know, the Dark Age range on that outpost, but still, this outpost will go up, and it will deny this gold.
Depends on how the palisades have a large footprint when placed.
Actually, true.
So
they
depends. Do. He could probably even move to the north side of that gold mine just to avoid it. I mean, French have the 25 wood drop off, right? So it would really cost. It's costing Flash much more to look for this, and he's just gonna respect it and run away. Tower of Victory going up, School of Cav going up on either side. Looks like COINNU a much later timing because he invested in that stable and in the tower, and that wall, right? So his stable going to be up a little bit later.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, it's interesting that he's just kind of given up on it completely. Says, I'm not even going to bother with it. I'm just going to go find somewhere else, somewhere else. And instead moves down to the south. So all of this early aggression, it's kind of been for nothing at this point. Now, my question to you is, how likely is it, do you think, that we see Flash going for the Silver Tree?
Silver Tree seems really risky on this map. There's not a lot of ways to wall, so you're asking a lot out of Shiki if you just drop the Silver Tree. Maybe they just do it thinking that they can get away with it, but if you're planning for that, it's gonna be rough. Like, if you're planning to hold trade and you get attacked, that's tough. If you just throw it in for the flex, I'd be okay. So I'm not sure.
All right, well, Flash aggressing upon that wood line. We can see that B needs to get down an archery range ASAP to actually deny this out. But even if he does,
do you have wood?
Yeah, that's going to be the question: is how much wood does he have? It's not going to be enough. So he's going to have to give up this wood line at least for now. And Flash finds a little bit of success here.
Not a straggler tree, that'll give him enough, but I mean, archers cost 50 wood a pop, so he can get what, like six archers out before he needs to defend this wood line? That's tough. And, you know, honestly, I think Flash's Drush did a lot. Like, that wall that COINNU built was expensive, and he did an instant tower. So, like, he dug into the reserves. He really delayed his age up. So, already we're going to see a knight advantage, I believe, for Shiki, or it's an economic one. Because I don't think Shiki invested in all that stuff. If we could check his base, maybe he did, but I don't think he needed to. There's no threat, so... Already a knight coming across. Gonna go try and find damage on the wood line, maybe, of COINNU.
Yeah, there's a lot of options, and that is on the front side. Speaking of woodline of COINNU, take a look at that. We got a counter knight coming out. It looks like he's actually going to be able to take out the outpost villager.
Oh,
had he not moved the villager, that outpost would be standing right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess, yeah, it would be nice if he could start getting aerosols on it now, but I'm not sure how much that really matters. I mean, losing the Vil hurts, but the position is still held for now, and I think the real pressure is on the wood of B, and this is kind of what we were saying in the pregame, like, if B can escape this yoke of aggression, which I'm loving from FYF, by the way, like, I just love how Flash is playing this, like, he's basically rushing 2 players and getting value in both rushes. It's just so good, and sure, you have the archery range up, but where are you going to get the wood? Now there's knights circling around all the map, and where are you going to get wood? This map has no... Look, he's got 3 stragglers, and the next wood line is so far away that he's going to need to invest more defenses. He's not invested in spearmen because he invested in a range, so now the knights are just going to have a free time running around. I would love to see Shiki adding, like, 2 more scouts. It's kind of an underrated move. Just add 2 more scouts in one of your rotations. Maybe get eco upgrades if you're floating gold, and then I'm getting really excited. And then and then you move and then you just track those vills. Don't let this guy get any wood, and you could just look for a win con here. Like if he had a scout back here right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
I do like that a lot. It's super smart. But we do see another villager going down over on the base of COINNU. Seems like the 3D clan's struggling at the moment to hold on.
Oh, if those units just rotate down quickly. If he denies the ability to even build a barracks on B, if those knights found it, but he's not finding it.
But there are knights moving around.
The knights of COINNU's like, yeah, they're like, we need to protect me on this wood line.
Yeah.
But that's 4 knights and a scout, right? Or 3 knights and a scout?
I think it was 4 knights and a scout. We're going to have to ride back on board with them at the moment.
That's going to be a game-changing moment because the army's coming forward to take care of the tower and the scout.
It spots it. The charge comes out. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. But fortunately, he spots it. B is on the move immediately and straight away. Only 1 Vil going down for the moment, but he is idle.
No wood. No wood.
Oh my lord, it's starting to look really, really shaky right
it's
now.
Blacksmith.
Oh,
I guess he's just gonna have to rely on the knights from COINNU to hold here because he has no spearman production. Like, what do you do without spearmen against French knights in this position?
You're
drop never gonna stick to your position,
and you start making spearmen. that is it. But this is such a difficult position to hold, and now knights coming in, getting off some free damage here. Still underneath this outpost, firing down upon it. Aeroslit's doing so much work, but now that once again coming in, looking for Vils on the stragglers. He finds 1, takes out a second. That's 3 villager kills at least this game for the French player. And now looking to clean up the rest of this. Look at this, a 2v1 happening right now. Shiki, he was looking like he was struggling in the second game against B, but now all of a sudden, the table has been flipped. The table has been turned.
This is nice here from Shiki. Even decent micro, trying to keep 2 of his knights alive, loses 1 there. Sad for him, not going to get a ton of value from Chivalry there, but I mean, this is just brutal if you are in a position of B. Like, this is not how you envisioned this game going, and if it was, why? But whatever. Moving beyond that, his first Spearman does come out at 9 minutes. No upgrade yet, no hardened upgrade. That's really tough. And there's towers, and the thing, I wish we had worker efficiency on this chart, because like the worker efficiency for B must be like 2%, right? Like,
yeah,
obviously not 2%, but really low.
He's got a lot of idle time, that is for sure.
Look at this. Look at his wood line. He's out of wood now. Like, what army he was making is done. Spearman even denying stuff on the south here.
But they are pushing forward, looking to clear out this outpost. Villagers also getting in on the action. He's going to be able to take it down here with 1 foul swoop, and indeed returns to the wood line. So good little spot, manages to hold, and COINNU and B do establish dominance back once again in this base. But now,
but this was desperation.
Yeah. Yeah. It is very much desperation. But look at this, even Flash coming in back over on the west side, forcing out COINNU off the gold. A lot of villagers falling back into here. Now, where do we go from here? What do you see as the next step for FYF?
COINNU just needs to try and match the knights for now, right? And you need to get... And basically, FYF, Flash just needs to figure out what his game plan is going to be. So far, he's made a couple spearmen and had good success with it. He needs to shift into maybe a big archer mass or something else. What is he doing? He's got 13 archers on the field, so looks like archers were the play for him. And that's going to be really tough to deal with because he's had access to wood this whole game. So his economy isn't as hurt getting these units out. Like, look at the score. Oh boy. I guess Delhi score is always low, but these spearmen are going to get routed, pushed back. But look at these archers. They are not where they need to be to defend the base of B.
I think the big thing to note here is we're also at the 11-minute mark, and we don't see any sacred sites taken. Normally, you would expect to see sacred sites being taken around that 8-minute mark. With the Delhi Sultanate, you'd expect to see aggression out on the map. We don't see any of it. I mean, we just see defense.
There's just no shot. There's no shot you get sacred sites against Mongol French on Prairie, right? Like, it just seems so difficult. I mean, maybe we'd have to see an adaptation of the build that B did. Maybe you were right. Maybe he needed the Dark Age Spearmen in order to secure the map. But I don't even know if those would have helped here. I mean, maybe.
All right, well,
could have been a good play, but we'll see.
Spearman coming down. He does a nice little skewer there, but there's still decent archer numbers here for Flash. He's going to be able to chase this back, and we can see B and COINNU really struggling when it comes to the numbers. Huge advantage at the moment for our team on the north side. Continuing to chase away the archers on the south, and it's an absolute cleanup on R3.
Oh, that was such a wipe. And all the knights going down for COINNU. And look how many low HP knights are there for Shiki. If he has chivalry already, this is just going to be so good for him. Like, the mass is just going to grow so much. And the wood is denied again. I think B's on the wood on the south. Steppered out coming in, so it was the Castle Age follow-up. And that means potential for Mangadai, Knights, Sacred Sites, and Relics.
Relics. That's the big one. Relics, right? You're denying the Relics off the Delhi player, which is, you know, a key part of their gameplay. And the only reason they're not there yet is because of this early aggression. So it's been a 10 out of 10 when it comes to aggression this game. And perhaps, you know, maybe the worst thing that happened this game was COINNU letting, or almost allowing Flash, saying, hey, don't attack me, go and attack B instead. And we've just seen the fallout of the lack of wood once again on this map.
Yeah, I really think that picking Delhi on this map is bold when they're so wood dependent for a lot of their feudal strategies, and 2v2s have been proven time and time again to be dominated by, like, you have to survive the feudal age, you have to have a big army in the feudal age. And so it just seems like French are just going to run rings around your economy. And big charge coming in. He's just got more knights.
COINNU not charging with his knights, though. And as a result, it means that the lack of knights that he had is just even further pushed in the direction of his enemy. And now
Shiki with beautiful micro there.
Really good stuff. And now, no, you're right. Underneath the town center, Archer's just getting completely chased around. The night numbers here, the win condition for FYF starting to look a lot more serious. Keep in mind, this is game number 3. We're on match point right now. If they lose this position, there is a chance that the game could get called right here. The cleanup is looking solid, but at the same time, the defensive numbers are starting to improve. B holding on. Archer's being rallied in, but look at the wood line.
The wood line.
Oh, the wood line. Oh, the wood line.
If he just rallies to the south, we'll see what kind of defense be put up there, and COINNU not gonna kill like 5 of their knights from Shiki. Look how low. Oh my gosh, the chivalry healing once it comes in is just gonna heal. That's so much value. And honestly, with Flash and Castle Age, you could even see monks speed that up, get those knights back into the action, and you could end the game here. Because that's just thousands of resources still alive here that could be recovered.
Yeah, and we see more. Oh, look, did you see the stables being added in right now? So it's going to be Lancer Knight, a deadly composition, especially if you're in the feudal age going up against that. It is, it's, you know, you never like to fight knights up against spearmen, but I tell you what, if you're in the castle age and your enemy's in the feudal age, it's always a good time. But speaking of good time, how about killing villagers with French knights? That's always a good time.
Painful moment there if you're Shiki. Or not, sorry, Shiki, if you're COINNU.
Yeah.
You ran away and just so much pressure all over your base. And I wouldn't be super surprised if we start to see even Shiki looking for the Castle Age, because his economy behind this has been 100% untouched the entire game. Yeah. He hasn't been pressured in any moment. I don't think he's lost a single vill. Okay, no, he's not going castle when you're on 4 stable, but you know, he's living a good life. I mean, that's what French want to do anyway. You pick French to play this way, so might as well embrace it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, playing French, right, it's all about multitasking, rather. You got knights everywhere on the map, and we can see him doing a wonderful job of it throughout this game. So, yeah, Shiki definitely demonstrating his prowess on the French. Compared to the Chinese in the last game, it looked a little bit shaky. But here, definitely looks a lot better. We see Boar getting taken down on the east, or rather west side of the map. And now at this point, FYF still having a solid lead.
Never mind. Sorry, I tried to make a pun. Oh boy, Shiki, shaky. I tried. It didn't work. It didn't work.
I thought you were gonna say cheeky, shaky, but I guess you could go for a shaky.
Cheeky works too.
Yeah, a shaky, probably works also.
Oh man, but he's not shaky this game as his knight count gets terrifying. Like this is the point where you can just start diving TCs and already Flash is showing this as well with the Castle Age Lancers. Gonna come. Dunk City is here.
I don't know what that sound is, but that is loud. New gifted subs from Poggers in the chat right now. Thank you very much from Poggers in the chat. That is, I feel like I've just been my ears have been invaded by the pause music in 007 on Nintendo 64. That is some Poggers times right there. But speaking of Poggers, Flash coming in now. Defensive arrow coming off. He's underneath the town center, causing idle time, killing villagers, and we see Royal Institute also coming in for Shiki. They're looking to close out this game right now. Spearman moving in as well. Crossbows, arbitrary. Knight numbers are huge right now for our French player. And he's just going to force the issue back over on the other side of the map. COINNU is in trouble. COINNU trying to hold on for dear life. More spearmen coming in. B going to help him out. And now looking to hold on in this feudal age. The Royal Institute almost done, though. Whew.
Yeah, that was a rough fight for 3D clan over there. That was tough. Like Flash got a lot of value in a 2v1. Clicks on the boar on accident, but he made it angry, so it's gonna chase the spearman. Actually, that's funny. And once again, B's economy just under so much duress here. Delhi just struggles so much against these raids until they get, you know, that big wall off, a bunch of compound keeps around their eco to support things, and without it, it's just so tricky to hold. You're relying on spearmen on such an open map. There's so many angles to cover, so many ways that these knights can raid, come in, kill some bills, and leave in a jiffy.
If only Delhi had a way that they could wall up without idling their villagers, it would make it so much easier on a map like this. Like, you know, maybe if their infantry could build palisade walls, it would just make it so much easier. Oh, they can. I
heard that palisade walls though. I heard that those cost wood. I think.
Yes, wood is.
It's kind of a compounding problem, right?
Wood is a desirable resource.
Yes, I heard wood's a good resource even.
And Shiki just
moving on.
doing an impressive job here of multitasking. Honestly, this is really good stuff. But now he's reached knight superiority here. He's sitting on 20 knights. Royal Institute's come through. Let's double check back at the Royal Institute and see whether he's got royal bloodlines on the way through. At the moment, we know it isn't researched, but we do see it's in queue. 56 seconds until D-Day comes, and Shiki will be looking to cement his position as the #1 French player, at least in this game.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I mean, an elimination match right now, this is looking really, really good for them. If they could just close this out cleanly, not let any crazy surprise raids happen that destabilize the game state, they should just be able to coast this to a win at this point, at least in my opinion. Like, this is just so dominant, this position. They have more army, more eco, more upgrades. That's generally... You get the trifecta of Moors. That's how you win the game, right?
That is exactly how you do it. That's why they call it Moore's Law. It's all down to the Moors. But we do see these knight numbers really starting to improve. Shiki in the base, looking to try and take down B. There's not a lot of spears here. He started off on shaky footings, but it looks like Shiki's gotten a little bit freaky, ladies and gentlemen. Good game gets called. 3DB knocked out. FYF going to be heading through to the next round. Wow.
Wow. Well, we said wow at the same time. Yeah, no, wow, I think sums that up. That was an impressive performance, right? I think you have to call into question a bit the civ choices, right? I feel like Prairie picking Delhi, I mean, I will admit, I could probably be surprised by another game in the future. This game, I think it just showed, like, kind of what I was fearing a bit for B, like not really getting a chance to do anything that Delhi needs to do. on a map this aggressive and getting basically doubled early game. Well, your teammate made an investment, I think just made that a lot worse, right? We saw the early investment in the outpost, in that wall. The age up for COINNU was a full, like, what, 40 seconds later? That's a full night across the map that gives
Yeah.
you the tempo and the timing. And he didn't follow that up with, like, a really good eco. He followed that up with, yeah, now I still have this outpost and wall in my base, right? So it's like, it didn't really contribute much long term in the feudal age. So we'll see how that pans out. Um, yeah, that was rough. A hard loss there for the 3D clan. I think they were probably expecting maybe a win here, even
Oh, yeah.
as I think the higher rated players. So quite the upset here from FYF. Really good team play though, all around. Especially this last game was just really well executed in both the strategies and the tactics, which I think